Alright guys, this is the last of the Big Time Spenders by Billy Joel. Let's see if I can do it here. Well, if money makes a rich man, and so forth. Hello everyone, I'm Sean Cheek. Welcome to my Easy Piano Lessons. This is the free part one I always put on YouTube. The rest of the lessons right now are on webpianoteacher.com. For members, I imagine this will take about, 6 lessons or so, something like that. The best way to see what I'm doing, to get a hold of me and to make contact is Facebook. I have a fans page. Just do a Facebook search for webpianoteacher.com. Also, I have a blog with a lot of articles on it on webpianoteacher.com. There's a link there for you to read some articles that I've written. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. My name's Web Piano Teacher on there. But let's get to this free part one here. This was a hired request, and I'm just getting these done as fast as I can. Then I'll take the next batch when I post a video, but I like to have a batch and then get that done so I feel like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I like to feel like I'm accomplished something, and then I'll start the next batch. So I won't be taking any more just until I get this batch finished. So anyway, it's always hard at this angle that I have to be at to do the video lessons. It's hard to play up high without getting in the way of the board. Alright, and I do the solo. Actually, it's a steel guitar solo, but the piano is in there too, so I put those all that stuff in there on the lesson, so look forward to that. But we're going to start out with octaves here. And before we get into this, I'm going to mention, if sometimes there's 4 notes in a chord, don't let that discourage you. If you can't do that very easily, you can always leave out the bottom note. Because if you notice, it's the bottom note that's doubled, and you already have it on the top, so it'll be okay just to do that, to leave that out. If it would make it easier for you to play. Alright? So anytime you can do that, just leave out that bottom note if those 4 note chords are too much for you. But we start out with D, D, E, G. You can also leave out the octaves. If you're just a very beginner and you just want to do something easy, and that would work for you. It sounds a little thinner that way, but it's fine. But anyway, we're going to start with octaves. D octave here up on the top. Here's middle C, so I'm way up here. D, D, E, G. Ba, 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 bum. And always make sure you're listening to the recording. I'm using the album version of this, and it'd be good for you to have that handy so that you can have it in your ear, so when we do these lessons it's familiar to you. And you may find you don't know it as well as you think you know it in your head till you really listen to it again as you're doing these lessons. But D, D, E, G. Bum, 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 bum. Okay? And then we're going to... Not too heavy, it's just da, da, da. Kind of light there, so not too heavy on this. C, F, A, C, that's an F chord, F major chord. We're going to do an F octave in the left hand. An octave just means 2 notes that are the same. F here, F on the bottom. Okay, play that together. And then we're going to go to a C chord, C, E, G, C. So we keep the octave on the outside, and we change the 2 middle notes to E, G. We're going to go down to the left to a C octave here on the left hand. So bum, bum. Make sure you change your pedal. Use your damper pedal on these. Change, change, change. And I'm lifting up that pedal. There's a... somewhere in my 400 plus videos on YouTube, there's a pedaling video, and you can search for that and learn how to pedal if you're at all confused about that. Most people use too much pedal and don't change it enough, so you really need to listen for that. The next chord we have is a G chord, B, D, G, B, and we're going to move even farther to the left on our left hand to the lowest G octave on the piano keyboard, whichever the case may be for you. So the rhythm on that is bum, 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 and bum, bum, bum. Okay? And then we're going to do this thing again. Okay, and I put a 3 there because that's 3 times on that D octave. It's the same D octave we did here. 1, 2, 3, and then up to E octave, then up to G. Bop, 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 bop. So let's do what we have thus far, okay? 1, 2, go. Okay, so I went from here all the way to here. Now, right here, we have... Okay, some of you might find this technically difficult. I'm going to show you the full way here, and then I'll show you a simplified way for those of you who need that. But I put a little curved line there because we're going to flip up to that A. And that's not so hard, G, G sharp, A, except that you need a chord. So what you end up doing is you play 1, 2, fingers 1, 2 on G, G sharp. I didn't write that, but I just put a flippy there. And if you don't have to play that, but it's in the recording, so those of you can try it. And what I'm doing is playing the G with the thumb, the G sharp with the pointer, and then I'm sliding. See, I'm sliding off of that black key to the white key, and when I do that, I play the full chord, F, A, C, F. But I go in slow motion. See how I slid? Just slide off of it, slide right down. And you have, if you can't do that, you can do this, which is easier. I'm leaving out the top note actually this time, G, G sharp, and then playing F, A, C, da-da-dum. It's fine to do that if you can't play the full chord. Alright, but left hand's going to be in a low F octave. And then we're going to have E, G, C, E in the right hand. Left hand goes to C octave way down low. Now, don't be afraid to use your 4th finger on a 4-note chord, especially one like this where you have it spread out there in the middle. See that 4th, interval of 4th? A lot of you like to move that 3rd finger over and do that, and you unnecessarily have to stretch there. Get used to using that 4th finger. It gets really comfortable after a while. At first it feels awkward, and then you just get used to it. Alright? Now here we're going to have another little flippy, which is going to be up to the F sharp, and it's da-da-dum, ba-da-dum, and I'm doing E, F, and then the F sharp, and I'm doing thumb and pointer, 1, 2, and then on this one you can't slide off of anything, you have to ba-da-bum, but it goes a little bit slower on that one, so you have a little more time. So E, F, and then D, F sharp, A, D. So right here we have ba-ba-bum, bum. Again. Put the left hand with it, F, C, D, and then we have. Okay? So let's go that far. Let's start at the beginning and go all the way to that point. I did the wrong octave. There we go. So that octave is low. I went up here by accident, but it's low in the recording. Now we're going to have this again. But this time it's down an octave. If it's not up here, it's thumbs near middle C. So 3 D octaves, 1, 2, 3, and then up to E. And then when you go up to G, we're going to play a C octave, this same C octave way down low. And then we're going to go up to a G octave right here on the left hand. G, B, D, G. Alright, and then B, D, G in the right hand after that. So, and these are just straight quarter notes here. After you go ba, 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 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And the singing starts between this chord and that chord. Well, if money makes a rich man. And then board 2 has something like that, and we continue on. But let's start right here. Let's see, no, right here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I continue the octaves in the left hand. So I had a G octave here, then I'm going to go to A octave, B octave, C octave, and another C octave. Alright. Here it's a F major chord, A, C, F, with that A on the bottom. Okay. And notice that the name of the chord is not always on the bottom. It's an F chord, but there's an A on the bottom. Most of the time, the name of the chord is on the bass note. You know, F chord, F for the bass, but not all the time. Alright? So here's another case. G, B, D, F. Left hand's on a B octave. If you're really interested in chords and inversions and what makes a chord, minor, major, and all of that, the lessons on the site are on there. Just look at the generic piano lessons. There's 50 of them, and really informative on that kind of thing. Helps you really understand the language of music. But G, B, D, F, this is a G chord. And what makes it a G chord are the notes that are in it, not what the bass note is. Alright, we have B on the bottom, but it's not a B chord. It's a G, B, D, F chord. It's a 7th chord, dominant 7th chord. Alright, and then we're going to go to a C chord, G, C, E, left hand on a C octave. And then we have a little filler, ba, 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 ba. So that's going to be like this was, but different notes. G octave, A octave, C octave, ba, 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 ba. And then E, G, C together with that C octave on the left hand. Okay? So let's start right here and go to the end, and then we'll do it all together. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, if money makes a rich man. Okay? And lots of nice little blues licks he does in this one that are not too hard. So look forward to that. Now let's do the whole thing here. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Forgot how to do it. Let's go again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will talk to you later.